Hello everybody and welcome back to Business in the OC, and as we continue our conversation about entrepreneurship, and I wanted to ask you, when you were a young person surfing the waves in Huntington Beach, whether it be north side of the pier or south side of the pier, did you ever think you were going to be a congressman?
You know, I always knew that the opportunity was available to me. I didn't know if I was going to make it or not. But that's the great thing about this country. You know, I worked on Ronald Reagan's first campaign when he ran for governor back in 1966. What did I do? I organized my local high school. And because I was out there active, I actually got a chance to meet Governor Ronald Reagan before he was governor. Ronald Reagan. And young people have such a tremendous opportunity. The door is open. But you have to be an activist. It's not your influence in trying to direct our country's course is commensurate with how much activity you're willing to commit to being part of the system. And it's open to young people. I knew it was then. I didn't know that I would actually that God would smile on me and the voters would vote for me and give me to that I've had.
Congratulations on that. That's a really
well. Actually, to be fair about it, I was I worked at the Orange County Register for a while as a writer, and then I went to the White House with Ronald Reagan. I worked in his campaign when he ran for president, and I was with Ronald Reagan's one of his senior speechwriters for 7 years, and that was really something I'm so grateful for. And then the people here elected me to Congress 20 years ago, and it's been a wonderful time in my life.
Yeah, it's a good ride. It's a good right?
A good right.
You know, obviously, a congressman has done a lot of networking.
Right.
That's what your group is all about, networking. But if they're interested, because not too many groups get to have this in this environment and speak to somebody like Congressman.
Sure.
How do people get involved? Can you give me a little bit of background? And of course, because I know there's other entrepreneurs out there watching that would just love to be here instead of watching it on TV.
Sure. The OCEC has monthly networking meetings to help entrepreneurs network with other entrepreneurs. Networking is obviously a great key to success. The more people you know, the more you can do with them. And as much as the internet has brought us together, it's isolated us a little bit.
Yeah.
So in-person networking and the monthly networking groups that we have are a great way to build your business and make your business flourish.
And you do this full time?
That's right. This is my full-time job, if you will, but it's a great job. I meet a lot of great people and a lot of interesting entrepreneurs involved in all kinds of businesses. Some are new and emerging businesses, energy, solar-powered, wind-powered, things like that. Just incredible businesses, and I can't wait to see what they become.
Yeah, well, we've got some great people here. We're going to hear from another entrepreneur right here on our set of Business in the OC, and Stuart March is joining us. And Stuart, can I ask you real quickly, what is your business?
I work in the music business, which is dependent on everybody else's business.
And your question, sir?
Congressman, given the cyclical nature of any market economy and the fact that things will go up and down, what positives can you see that can come out of a temporary down cycle, both in terms of changes in public policy and maybe new ideas in the private sector?
Well, first of all, let me note about the music business. Look how that's changed in the last 20 years. How there was very little opportunity for people to fight against the big labels 20 years ago, and now because of the internet, you've got so much opportunity for average people, not necessarily average people, but people with ideas and creative genius to go out and try to make those dreams real and to sell their music over the internet and to create services for music over the internet. It's just a fantastic thing. In terms of these ups and downs go, if you don't have a good idea and you aren't really someone who should be running a business yourself, when you got the pressure on because the inflation rate's higher or the interest rates are getting higher, that's when we weed out, how the system weeds out people who should be employees rather than, not to say employees of a big company, but maybe they shouldn't be the boss and maybe they should be the person working for the entrepreneur instead. And that's actually a healthy thing. However, with that said, there may be an upside to a downside, but we're on the edge of something right now. There is no upside to having gasoline at $4.60 a gallon and $5 a gallon. That is sucking the resources right out of our pockets, and people who've worked hard and want to save some money for maybe a $10,000 investment in a little stand someplace. or to try to create a little gadget, or I just invested myself, but it's not for sale, in a little medallion. But I know some people have ideas for medallions. They'd say, hey, I could sell this. Yeah. But if you got gas at $4.60 a gallon, it takes all of your extra money out of your pocket. Mm-hmm. None of those ideas are going to put into fruition. And the reason why gas is at $4.60 a gallon, well, for the last 30 years, we've had bad policy. We haven't developed our own oil and gas. We haven't had any new nuclear plants, no hydroelectric plants, not even a new refinery. So let's have the policies that will not create situations where all of our extra money is being taken away from us.
And you talk about entrepreneurs in the energy and conservation area, and I want to brush on that when we come back. You're watching Business in the OC, and we'll be back with more right after this.